started the recording. So we were discussing the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we had discussed the first 2 chapters. Am I right in my memory? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Sure, thank you. Now we are talking about the 3rd chapter, which is in essence, a description of dynasty of Sharyati, the another son of Manu. Okay?
Prabhu, you're not sharing yours.
Sorry, Prabhu, no, I'm not sharing my screen? Okay.
No.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Hare Krishna, entire screen. Share. Yes. I hope it is visible now.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. The 3rd chapter discusses, as we discussed earlier, this is detailing the sons of Manu, the Suryavansha as well as the Chandravansha. Right? So it talks about Sukanya and Revati. Right? So, Sharyati, he advised the Angirasas how, the ceremony should be performed for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Deva Yajna. Right? So, along with his daughter Sukanya, he went to the ashrama of Shavanamuni. There, what happens? Sukanya sees 2 glowing substances within a hole of earthworms, and she just picks up a stick and in a playful mood she pierces the 2 glowing substances. But suddenly blood starts oozing out. Right? When that happens, King Sharyati and all his kinsmen and everybody, they had severe stomach troubles. Sharyati inquired what happened, and he realized that Sukanya was the cause of this, and then they offered prayers to Chavanamuni, because those were actually eyes of Chavanamuni. Right? And therefore he offers his daughter to Chavanamuni, who was a very, very old man. So once Ashwini Kumara brothers, they visit Chavanamuni, and the Muni requests them, look, I have a young wife, give me my youth. Yeah? They take him to a particular lake in which they bathe him and he gets the full youth. And after this, Sukanya, she couldn't identify her husband. But she said, my husband is not available, right? And I'm not sure who the husband is. And she surrenders to Shaman Kumaras, and they introduce her again to the husband. Then Chavanamuni, he speaks to King Sharyati, and he says, the father-in-law, and he asks him to perform the Soma Yajna, or the Yajna to satisfy the moon god. And he blesses the Ashwini Kumaras. This Soma Rasa, that rasa that comes from the Yajna, they can drink, and thereby they become very, very, very more energetic. This angers Lord Indra, but he couldn't do anything to King Sharyati because he performed the Deva Yajna, and that was, he was under the control of the Supreme Lord. Right? But he was always angry. Nevertheless, he couldn't do anything, and he was waiting for an opportunity to do something. But thereafter, the Ashwini Kumaras were always able to get a share of Somarasa. Then Sharyati had 3 sons, Uttanabarihi, Anartha and Bhurisena, and Anartha had a son, Revata. Revata had 100 sons. The eldest was Kakudmi, right? So Kakudmi was advised by Lord Brahma to offer his beautiful daughter Revati to Baladeva. So King Revata's granddaughter is Revati Devi, who is the wife of Lord Baladeva. Is this clear? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, this Revata, is the one of the Manus also, right?
Sons of Manu.
Okay, yeah.
If you see, he is the grandson of Manu, Sharyati.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Sharyati is the Manu. His son, Anartha. And Anartha's son is Revata.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji, yeah.
Revata's son is Kakudmi, and Kakudmi's daughter is Revati Devi. So, Revati Devi is the great great granddaughter of Manu Sharyati. Yes? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, because Lord Baladeva is part of the Vishnu Tattva, Revati Devi, sage Kakudmi was advised to give Revati Devi to Baladeva. The reason is very, very simple. Kakudmi, even though he was the son of Manu, he was more spiritual in nature. So Kakudmi then retires from family life and he enters into Badrikashrama and he continues his things. So this way, the entire lineage of Sharyati is explained because it is connected to Revati Devi being handed over to Lord Baladeva. Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So please understand, whatever the Surya Vamsha and Chandra Vamsha are being described here, either they are being connected to Lord Ramachandra or being connected to Lord Krishna. Clear on that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Now, we talk about Ambarish Maharaja. Where does Ambarish Maharaja fit into this? Because Nabhaga is one of the Manu sons. And Nabhaga, son, he lived for many years in Gurukula. In Nabhaga's absence, his brothers did not consider to give him the share of kingdom, right? They divided the entire kingdom amongst themselves. But when Nabhaga returned home, his brothers just told him, look, the share is not there. When Nabhaga went to his father and told him about what the brothers have done, and how this was cheating and everything, he was advised, he should go to the sacrificial arena and chant 2 mantras. So Nabhaga executed the order of his father, and Angira and other great sages gave him all the wealth that he needed. So Nabhaga had to be tested because he desired wealth. So Lord Shiva tried to gain his wealth. But when Lord Shiva was appropriately respected by Nabhaga, Lord Shiva said, oh, not only this, you get all the riches more than this, and you will have a great son. And that Nabhaga's son was Ambarish Maharaj. So Ambarish Maharaj was born into a huge wealth, right? Where it was bestowed by the sages as well as Lord Shiva. And he was the ruler of the entire world, but he never was connected to this opulence. We always read about Ambarish Maharaj, but it is very important to understand the sort of environment Ambarish Maharaj was in and how he practiced Yukta Vairagya. Right? And he was there, okay, we all know, while he was worshipping the Supreme Personality in Vrindavana, he observed the verb of Dvadashi. Right? Then Durvasa Muni comes, you all know the Leela, right? Yes? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ambarish Maharaj Leela, all of you are aware, I don't want to unnecessarily repeat it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very kind, saying that he was absorbed in his samadhi, he did not come back very soon. Right? When Maharaja, however, who was in meditation by his mystic power, saw Ambarish Maharaj drinking, doing achamara to break the fast. Right? That makes Durvasa Muni angry, he creates a demon, from his hair, and the Sudarshan Chakra comes, etc., etc., etc. He fled to all the lokas, but he wasn't protected. So Lord Narayana advised him to return to Maharaj Ambarisha and beg his pardon. What did he say? Aham Bhakta. Lord Narayana says one phrase to Durvasa Muni. What is it?
No idea, Prabhuji.
He says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. I am completely under the control of my devotee.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? So it's very, very important that we remember, that's what it is. Then obviously, Durvasa Muni's life was spared by Ambarish Maharaj. We can see why he could spare, because he was born into opulence, but he had Yukta Vairagya.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We need to understand here Sudarshana. Darshana means what? Hare Krishna.
Krishna means taking darshan. Seeing. Yes, yes,
Right? Seeing the Lord. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Sudarshana, the wonderful vision, that wonderful glance is the Sudarshana Chakra.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that Sudarshan Chakra, because it's the wonderful glance of the Lord, it could see the Sudarshan Chakra Deva, the personality of Sudarshan Chakra could see Durvasa Muni sending the demon. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
When Lord Narayana excused him, why did Sudarshan Chakra chase him? Because this is Sudarshana. The personality Sudarshana is the vision of the Lord, and when his devotee is being troubled, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. That's where the protection has come.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So then he prays to Sudarshan Chakra, you all know that, and after this incident, he takes care of Durvasa Muni, and he later divides all his property among his sons, and he went to the bank of Manas Sarovara to execute his devotional service.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So here the descendants of Ambarish Maharaj are being now described. Nabhaga's son Ambarish Maharaj, his history has been captured. Now the descendants of Ambarish Maharaj.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Right? So there are various people like Sheshada to Mandhata. So let's look at it. Maharaj Ambarish himself had three sons, Virupa, Ketuman and Shambhu. The son of Virupa, that is grandson of Ambarish Maharaj, is Prushadasva, and great grandson is Radhitara. Radhitara had no sons, but when he requested the favor of Angira Mahamuni begot many sons in the womb of Radhitara's wife. So when these sons were born, obviously they were sons of Radhidara, adopted sons of Radhidara, as well as sons of Angira, so the dynasty has become with two names. Please remember, in Esther years, when the father was incapable of producing a progeny, sages could be asked. That's what we see even in Mahabharata, when Mother Satyavati asked Vedavyas Goswami to actually beget children in the wives of Ambika and Ambalika. Hare Krishna, you are all aware of that, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So then, there was Ikshvaku Maharaj, who had 100 sons himself, like Vikukshi, Nimi and Dandaka, who were the eldest. And they became kings of the various parts of the world. Alright? Vikukshi, he actually, violates many Vedic regulations, rules and regulations. Therefore, he was banished from the kingdom. But with Vasishtha Mahamuni being there, Maharaja Ikshvaku attains liberation, and when he expires, Vikukshi returns and he takes charge of the kingdom. And he performs various sacrifices now properly, and he became celebrated as Sheshada. Why is he called Sheshada? One who is Shastra aligned is Sheshada. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, here Ratitara is a Manu.
Son of Manu. Grandson of Manu. Prabhu, please see this. We have, Ratidhara. Maharaj Ambarish's son is Prasad Dashwa, and his son is Ratidhara. Maharaj Ambarisha is son of Nabhaga, and Nabhaga is son of Manu.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Till I understood till Ratidara, and next paragraph starts with the son of Manu. Where is the link between Ratidara and Manu?
This is Prabhu. Nabhaga's lineage has been described up to Ambarish Maharaj, Prabhu.
Okay.
Now, the son of another Manu, another son of Manu, Ikshvaku, his lineage is being described.
Okay. Got it. Sorry,
Prabhu,
I got it.
please understand. Both the Surya Vansha lineage and the Chandra Vansha lineage are being described here. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, okay.
Earlier we discussed Revati Devi and other things. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Then in that context we got Ambarish Maharaj.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Now we are getting in the context of Surya Vansha here.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji.
Because Ikshvaku Maharaj is part of Surya Vansha, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? Yes. So, when Vikukshi, who is also called Sheshada, he fought with demons on behalf of the demigods, and because of his various services that he has done, he was called Puranjaya, Indravaha, and Kakushtha also. He had many names. Then he had a son called Anena, and the son of Anena was Prudhu. The Prudhu Chakravarti we had discussed, right? We all know Prudhu Chakravarti, right?
Yes,
Maharaj
Prabhuji.
Prudhu we discussed earlier, right? How he milked the earth, planet, everything.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. And Prudhu Chakravarti's son was Vishwagandhi. And the son of Vishwagandhi was Chandra. And the son of Chandra was Yuvanashva. And his son was Shravasta, who actually established Shravastipuri. And the son of Shravasta was Bruhadashva. Bruhadashva's son was Kuvalayashva. And he killed a demon called Dhundhu. And thus he became celebrated as Dhundhu Mara, or killer of Dhundhu. And the sons of him were Drudhashva, Kapilashva, and Bhadrashva. And he also had thousands of other sons, but they were burned to ashes in fire emanating from Dhundhu. So, one son of Drudhashva was Haryashva, and the son of Haryashva was Nikumba. Nikumba's son was Bahulashva, and Bahulashva's son was Krushasva, and Krushasva's son was Senajit, and his son was Yuvanashva, who married 100 wives but had no sons. So he entered into the forest and he performed a sacrifice known as Indra Yajna, which the sages helped him. The king became so thirsty while performing the yajna, he drank the water that was kept for the yajna. So after some time, a son comes from the right side of his abdomen, and he starts crying for milk. So Indra gives him his index finger to suck. So that son who sucked Indra's finger is called Mandhata. Right? So Yuvanashva then Mandhata, what happens? He becomes the ruler of the earth and he rules all the 7 islands. He got many children, and they were Purukshuta, Ambarisha, and Muchukunda. Right? Then he describes the context of Saubhari Muni, how he got agitated and and wanted to marry all the daughters of Mandhata. This whole thing, this lineage was described to talk about Saubhari Muni. You all know that Saubhari Muni Leela, right? Hare Krishna. How he goes, sits inside the water and meditates.
Under the water.
Sorry, under the water. And then what happens?
He get attracted.
Yeah, the two fish are mating, he sees that and he gets agitated. And comes and marries Mandhata's all the daughters. Right? Then he converts himself into a young man, marries, does all those things, and then he says, what have I done? And finally goes to Vanaprastha. But because of this association, Saubhari Muni's children also had become perfect. So here, in describing the Ikshvaku Vamsha or the Surya Vamsha, that in that context, Saubhari Muni's Leela is being discussed as Mandhata, who has come as part of Surya Vamsha, his daughters Saubhari Muni had married. Hare Krishna, is that clear from this chapter perspective?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is everyone clear, please? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
The reason I'm asking this question is, this all ties up later. Unfortunately, it doesn't tie up simply now. So please remember, Revati Devi married to Baladeva from the Chandravamsha. Mandhata's children, the daughters born to, married to from the Surya Vamsha. Remember that much. Right. Now we are going and talking about the descendants of King Mandhata. So therefore, Mandhata, son Ambarisha, whose son was Yavanashva, and Yavanashva's son was Harita. Harita, somebody, kids are talking. Could you please kindly mute yourself? So Mandhata's children not just married humans, they married different people. For example, Purukucha, a son of Mandhata, married the Sarpagana. These are the sisters of snakes. And he had a son called Trasadyasu, and his son was Anaranya, and his son was Haryashva, and Harya's son was Praruna, Praruna's son was Tribandhana, and Tribandhana's son was Satyavrata, and he was also known as Trishanku. This is the Trishanku we had discussed. Hare Krishna. You all are aware of Trishanku, please?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vishwamitra.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Vishwamitra and Trishanku. Right? Trishanku kidnapped the daughter of Brahmana, and his father cursed him for the sinful act, and he becomes a Chandala, worse than Shudra. Later, by the influence of Vishwamitra, he was brought to the heavenly planets, and then, he's thrown down when, it's all created with him heads down, the entire Swarga. His son was Harishchandra, who performs the Rajashu Yajna, but Vishwamitra takes all his positions as Dakshina. And he chastises Harishchandra, saying that you haven't satisfied me fully. Right? This attitude of Vishwamitra was not appreciated by Vasishtha Mahamuni, and therefore he refused to recognize him as Brahmarshi. Therefore, Vasishtha Mahamuni and Vishwamitra had a huge tussle going on into almost Treta Yuga. So Harishchandra, he promised that, Rohita would be used to perform a Varuna Yajna. Varuna reminded Harishchandra, saying that, look, you have to perform this Yajna, you have to perform this Yajna. You right? But Harishchandra, he says, look, I'm busy with my son, so let me find reasons to not perform it on time. But over a period of time, when the son grows up, to safeguard his life, the boy took the bows and arrows in hand and goes to the forest. At home, Harishchandra suffers, an attack from Varuna. And when Rohita hears about this, he returns to the capital, but Indra prevents him from returning. So, following the instructions of Indra, Rohita lives in the forest for 6 years and then returns home. And Rohita, he actually got Sunashepa and the second son of Ajigrata and gave that person to Harishchandra as a sacrificial animal. Then when Varuna sacrifice was performed and Varuna was pacified, Harishchandra gets free from the disease. This is where Vishwamitra was the priest, Jamadagni was the Adharyu, Adharyu means one who oversees, and Vasishta was the Brahma, and Ayasha was the Udgata. Udgata means the offerer and the receiver. King Indra, thus being satisfied, he gives Harishchandra a golden chariot, and then Vishwamitra gives him transcendental knowledge. So, how Harishchandra achieved perfection despite being impacted by Varuna is described in this chapter. Because Harishchandra is part of the Mandhata lineage. Right. Then we talk about the sons of Sagara. So we saw the descendants of Rohita. The descendants of Rohita, there was a king named Sagara. Right? That's the person we are talking about. Yes. The aspect here is how sons of Sagara have been destroyed. Yes. So please understand, there was that Rohita's son was Harita, Harita's son was Champa, and Champa constructed the Champapuri. His son was Sudeva, the son of Sudeva was Vijaya, and the son of Vijaya was Bharuka, and the son of Bharuka was Vruka, and Bahuka, the son of Vruka, had lots of enemies, and therefore he ran away into the forest. When he dies there, his wife wanted to accept the principles of Sati, he wanted to die. Right? When she was about to die, sage Aurva finds that she was pregnant and tells her better not to. But this King Bahuka's other wives, they felt jealous, they gave her poison with her food. The son, however, gets born with the poison, and therefore he is called Sagara. He who is poison. So, this Sagara, what happens? If you see Garala is poison, we say Lord Shiva is Garalakantha, right? Nilakantha, Garalakantha. The Gara means poison. Sagara, one who has poison. So, following the instructions of sage Aurva, this Sagara, what he does? He actually purified Yavana, Shakas, Hayas and Barbaras. He did not kill them. He instead reformed them. Then, following the instructions of Aurva, he performed Ashwamedha Yajnas, but the horse needed for the sacrifice was stolen by Indra. So King Sagara had two wives who were named Sumati and Kesini. So while he was searching for the horse, the sons of Sumati, they dug up the surface of the earth, then they dug a huge trench which became known as the Sagara Ocean. Because the sons of Sagara had dug up the earth and created the ocean. Ocean is called Sagara. So, while they were digging and searching and everything, they come upon Kapila Deva and they think that he has stolen their horse and he is hiding. Therefore, they attack him and then they get burned to ashes. However, Keshini, the second wife of king, had a son named Asamanjasa. Asamanjasa's son, Asamanjasa means one who is not appropriate. Right? Anshuma, he later goes on searching for the horse and uncles, and he actually delivers his uncles by approaching Kapila Deva, right? He sees the horse and the pile of ashes, and he offers prayers to sage Kapila Deva, and then who returns his horse, and he getting back the horse, however, Anshuman still stands there and prays. Kapil Deva and sage Kapil Deva could understand what he is praying for the deliverance of fathers, so he offers him instruction to get the water of Ganges. Then Anshuman offers the respectful obeisance to Kapil Deva, circumambulates him, leaves the place with the horse, right? And after King Sagara finished his yajna and handed over the kingdom to Anshuman, and following the advice of Aura, he attained salvation. And this Anshuman is the one who we call Bhagiradha, who gets the Ganges. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So again, they are all coming in the lineage. That's why. Right? Now, what is the dynasty of Anshuman? Anshuman's son was Dilipa, and it goes describing up to Khatwanga Maharaj. Why Khatwanga Maharaj? It comes. Right? And who tried to bring Ganges? The son Dilipa, because Anshuman actually wanted to bring, he fails, then Dilipa attempts, he fails, then comes Bhagiradha, who is the son of Dilipa, right? Who then undergoes all austerities, and Mother Ganges, being fully satisfied by his austerities, makes herself visible and gives him a benediction. Bhagiradha then asks her to deliver his forefathers, and Mother Ganges agreed to come down to the earth. She gave him two conditions. She wanted a suitable male who is able to control her waves, and second, all the men are sinful, they would be free from all sinful reactions by bathing in the Ganges. So these two conditions were not easy to be met. Then he says, well, the only one who can do it is Bhagavan Shiva. And so he prays to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva actually captures her in her Jatha Chuta. And he also says, yes, I'll pray to Lord Shiva, I'll ensure that anybody who takes bath is devoid of all sinful reactions. And by satisfying Lord Shiva agreed to the proposal, and in this way Ganges comes. That's why we see Kashi or Varanasi is respected so much, because the water was taken by Lord Shiva and it flows there. And that's where on the Manikarnika Ghat all the bodies are burnt. Right? Hare Krishna. Clear on this?
Yes, Prabhuji, one more question. That Harishchandra we read in the previous chapters, is it Harishchandra who was taking care of the Manikarnika Ghat? Harishchandra Ghat, yeah.
Yes, it's the same.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thanks.
It's the same Harishchandra.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we have Bhagiradha's son who is being described, Shruta. His son is Nabha, his son is Sindhudvipa, and his son is Ayutayu, and Ayutayu's son is Rituparna, and his friend was Nala. Nala knew how to gamble and Ashwavidya as well. And Rituparna had a son, Sarvakama, and the son of Sarakama was Sudasha, and his son was Saudasha. And Saudasha's wife, Damayanti, also called Madayanti, and Saudayasa was also known as Kalmashapada. So, because he is called Kalmashapada, because he has defect in the way he was dealing with fruitive activities, Kalmasha, one who has some Kalmasha or defect. So, Saudasha was cursed by sage Vasishtha to become a Rakshasa, and this Rakshasa, while walking, he sees a Brahmana engaged in sex with his wife, and because he had become a Rakshasa, he wanted to kill the Brahmana. Although the Brahmana's wife pleads with him in many ways, Saudasha kills the Brahmana, and therefore the wife curses him, saying that whenever you engage in sex life, you will die. Now, Vasishta's curse was relieved in 12 years. Remember, we discussed one yuga. One small yuga is 12 years. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That period in which Saudasha's curse was relieved. Right? But despite that, he always remained sunless because he couldn't have any sort of a physiological interaction. Then he requests Vasishta Muni to impregnate his wife Madayanti. She couldn't deliver the baby. The baby was inside. Therefore, what happened was, sorry, something happened here with my mouse. It misbehaved. Hare Krishna. Excuse me, please. Where are you? Hare Krishna. What happened? It changed my desktop, did it? How do I switch over the desktop, Prabhu and Mataji? It switched over my desktop. I don't know. Here, it's showing here. Somewhere here it should.
Yeah,
That's the one. Right. So, it was Vasishta Mahamuni's child that was born out of Madayanti. Because she couldn't deliver the baby in time, Vasishta Muni strikes her tummy or the abdomen with a stone, and the son who is born is called Ashmaka. Ashmaka means one who was born with a head. The son of Ashmaka was Balika, right, who was protected from the curse of Parshurama because he had many women, and therefore he was also known as Nari Kavacha. Parshurama wouldn't kill anybody who was with women. So when the entire world was devoid of Kshatriyas, he became the original father of Kshatriyas, and he is sometimes also called Mulaka, the Mula of Kshatriyas. From Balika, we have Dasharatha Maharaj. We have Dasharatha, and from Dasharatha came Aidavidi, and from Aidavidi came Vivasaswa, and the son of Vivasaswa, Maharaja Khatwanga. And Maharaja Khatwanga joined the demigods in fighting demons and was victorious. And the demigods wanted to give him a benediction, but when he said how long he would live, he understood that he was living only a few seconds. So he comes and, he meditates on Lord Hari. Now please understand, this Dasharatha, son of Balika, right, and our Ramachandra's Dasharatha Maharaj, are they one and the same, is something we are going to discuss shortly. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Now comes the sons, right? This is part of the Khatwanga Maharaj. Khatwanga Maharaj's son was Dirghabahu, and his son was Raghu, and the son of Raghu was Aja, and son of Aja was Dasharatha. You see, this Dasharatha is different from das Dasharatha.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because that is the great-great-grandfather. Hare Krishna, Prabhu and Mataji, clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Clear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, this Dasharatha Maharaj was named Dasharatha based on his great-great-grandfather's name.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And his son, of course, we know Lord Ramachandra. Because often I have seen devotees getting confused between that Dasharatha and this Dasharatha. Therefore, I am bringing this distinction.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please remember this difference, that the other Dasharatha Maharaja, he was also a Maharaja, right? He is the descendant of Anshuman, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But son of Balika, right? And Asmaka, son of Balika and Asmaka, right? But our Ramachandra's father is son of who? Raghu.
Acha.
Raghuvansham. Yes, son of
Yes,
Raghu. Please understand this subtle difference. Right. Of course, now we are moving into Srimad Ramayanam, the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. So, let's look at the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra from the perspective of not only Mahabharatam, but also from the perspective of Srimad Ramayana. I mean, sorry, from Bhagavatam and Srimad Ramayana. So, couple of things that we need to understand. Lord Ramachandra, when he appeared, we need to understand the divisions. Is Lord Ramachandra 100% Supreme Personality of Godhead? Hare Krishna. Lord Ramachandra is his 100% potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think he had only 60 opulences where Krishna had 64, something like that.
No. Lord Ramachandra was 50% potency. Not the opulences, I am talking about the potency.
Potency. Okay.
Yes, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Right. So, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna were the remaining. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes. So, please understand that Lord Ramachandra therefore was only demonstrating the potency up to the Maryada Purushottama level. Right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Here, please. This is described in Srimad Ramayana, saying that Vishnu's 50% is Lord Ramachandra, right? And the other 50 is divided as part of Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrugna. Hare Krishna. And Lakshmana
Yes,
is the group of Adisesha. Yeah. Bharata and Shatrugna are the conch and the disc. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes. Now, briefly, Ramayana is being described here, where Lord Ramachandra goes with Vishwamitra and kills the Rakshasa, Maricha and everything. But before we go there, a couple of things we need to understand about Lord Ramachandra. When we talk about Lord Ramachandra Leela, we talk about Ramayana. Yes?
Yeah.
What does Ramayana mean? Okay? If you are traveling by a train in India, what is it called?
Prayana.
Prayana, Yan, Vimanayan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Rail Yatri, Rail Yan, Yatri Yan. So, Rama's journey is Ramayana.
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it.
Yes.
Rama's journey is Ramayana. Why wasn't it called Sitayana when also Mother Sita travelled along with him? It could have been called Sita Ramayana, or if, because Lord Ramachandra was first Rama Sitayana. Why was it not called Sitayana? Why was it called only Ramayana?
Because Mother Sita will be more happy if it's called as Ramayana.
That's what you ISKCON fellows are saying. You are being male chauvinistic. You always talk from the person of the he, you never talk from the person of the she. Why couldn't it be called Sitayana? Hey, ISKCON fellows, answer.
No idea, Prabhuji.
It's an open challenge.
Prabhu, is it because Rama is Uttama Purusha and he's
Again, you are masculine. Purusha. You can't leave your shamanism, can you? You being a woman, you are supporting the shamanism? Unacceptable.
Prabhu, we should say like everyone in this world also is a Stree. It's even men's also Stree because Krishna is the only Purusha here.
Prabhu, Mataji, they won't accept.
Yeah.
But what shall I say the counter argument? This is the way you are trying to insult all the human beings. The answer is very simple. Sita appeared after Lord Rama to answer these nastikas.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah? Look, common sense is it was born earlier, therefore it was titled with his name. Over? No argument.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Prabhu.
Because all the logic and reasoning falls on deaf ears, Mataji. The best way to shut them up is to give them data point and keep them out. So with this as the basis, how Ramayana becomes Sitayana, we will discuss on Sunday. Because it's very, very important for us to understand the Ramayana internally is encompassed and driven by Sitayana. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
That's the part we will discuss, and then we will briefly discuss Ramayana and everything on Sunday, and then move on with the rest of the chapter. Okay, Prabhu, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad
Prabhuji, if you
Bhagavatam
don't
jai.
Jai.
Shri Ramachandra Bhagavani ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gauda Sitanath Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.